The lieutenant governor says he's paid up, but Democrats disagree.
Construction is behind schedule along one of Columbia's busiest streets.
And can't see the trees for the forest? Not a problem in Joplin. You can help. KOMU 8 News at 6 starts now.
From Studio 8A, coverage you can count on in high definition. This is KOMU 8 News at 6.
Lieutenant Governor Peter Kinder and the state auditor agree. Today, Kinder has finished paying back what he owes for charging non-government business to his state office. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Reed.
And I'm Angie Bailey. Thanks for joining us. But not everyone agrees this episode is over. No sooner than the auditor's news conference had ended did Democrats take the next shot at Kinder.
In April this year, questions arose regarding the lieutenant governor's travel expenses.
And Kinder still denies using the state's money inappropriately. He says he paid off the money to resolve any and all outstanding questions.
Well, no surprise, heat plus humidity equals a possible 6.
The next phase of housing for tornado victims in Joplin is underway. More than 300 units will go in just south of the Joplin airport. FEMA estimates nearly 650 families affected by the tornado still need a place to live. The first families could start moving in by the end of the month. Governor Nixon announced $2 million to build a trauma center in Joplin. It will help children and families affected by the tornado. 6 organizations will train school staff to identify children suffering from stress and trauma. Whether it's a mangled car, rubble from a house, or a tree shaved clean, it doesn't take long to find destruction in Joplin. KOMU 8's Danny Wexelman spent the day in Cunningham Park and tells us how Joplin is getting new roots.
If these trees could talk, KOMU 8 News, Joplin.
100,000 trees. The voting ends September 1st. Visit KOMU.com and you can help plant a tree for free.
Tornado sirens sounded today for the monthly testing, but a few in Jefferson City didn't sound. Jefferson City has 2 sirens that aren't working. KOMU 8's Matt Moreno is live in Jefferson City with what's being done to replace those sirens. So, Matt, what's the latest information on those 2?
Yes, reporting live from Jefferson City, Matt Moreno, KOMU 8 News.
Okay, thanks, Matt.
The Montgomery County Sheriff identified the body discovered in the Danville quarry last week. The homicide victim is 55-year-old Edward Jefferson from Kansas City. He was killed by a gunshot wound. Police are investigating the case as a homicide. Central Latino is months away from moving into its new Columbia home.
But as KOMU 8's Bianca Aaron tells us how the center is already bringing something new to its future neighborhood.
Columbia.
Crespi and other workers with the center will continue working to promote healthy living in the community. For more information about the center's efforts, visit our website at KOMU.com. We found today construction on stadium outside the VA hospital is going to be taking longer than expected.
About 2 weeks longer. KOMU 8's Jake Schlegel is live on the scene. Jake, when is this construction supposed to be completed?
Good evening. Construction is done for Schlegel, KOMU 8 News.
All right, Jake, thank you very much for that report.
A former house of worship has now a new purpose.
One man turned an old building into something new.
And it looks like we're getting into another one of those warm spells. That might even be an understatement. Let's call it a hot and humid spell for the next several days. And possibility of some thunderstorms next on KOMU 8 News at 6.
Now, your live Doppler 8 First Alert weather with Chief Weathercaster Dave Schmidt.
Good evening to you. There's a look at our First Alert weather safety tips, okay?
That's a good idea. It was sticky today. A lot of churches fill the halls with classical artwork.
Right, but this church is a little more abstract.
Taking a former Methodist church and making it into a non-traditional art store is something that doesn't happen every day. But as KOMU 8's Laura Johnvier reports, that's what one Hallsville couple did.
The Caduto Gallery is Russ and Julia News, Hallsville.
And Russ Meston has painted for 40 years, says he enjoys owning his own art gallery with his wife so they can express their emotions and their feelings with a paintbrush.
Rucker and Kaufman are Mizzou legends. Why their heir is building up his own national recognition.
Sports Desk, KOMU 8 Sports with Chris Gervino.
Coming up in the photo finish, you just never know what you're going to see up in the sky.
You never know. You're watching KOMU 8 News at 6. It's coverage you can count on.
And welcome back. Another quick look at our forecast for the next several days. It's just going to be hot and a little on the muggy side. And there's always that possibility of a pop-up thunderstorm. That's true tonight and again for the day tomorrow.
Let's take a look at our photo finish. Heather Pyle sent us a pretty picture of the night sky during the 4th of July fireworks celebration. That's a nice one. Humans aren't the only ones trying to stay out of the hot sun as well. Ann Wallace from Columbia sent us a picture of a toad. There it is, resting on a tree. Send us your photos and the stories behind them. We'll put them on KOMU 8 News at 5 and 6. The email address is about to pop up on your screen. There it is. Share it at KOMU.com.
Preschoolers and their parents got to know a little bit about nature today at Rockbridge State Park. Teachers showed them to identify different bugs and mushrooms from under old logs. With only spoons and buckets, the kids enjoyed their time exploring nature. Coming up on KOMU 8 News at 10, a major road goes under a major change. What residents should expect to see while driving in the near future. We'll let you know where it is, of course. And if you missed anything, you can always go to KOMU.com. You can be a fan of ours on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter. There's no end to the ways we can get you the news. Dave, we haven't hit triple digits yet.
Oh, thank
Feels
goodness.
Like
Let's hope we don't.
Just, you know,
Feels like we have.
Around 90 degrees for the next several days, though.
And a little bit rainy, perhaps.
Yes.
Cardinals are hot. They're going for a sweep of Cincinnati tonight. The Royals won their series in Chicago over the White Sox.
All right. That is our time for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here at 9 on the CW, then at 10 on NBC.